I blame myself too. Who knows? I could have also been a good child, but I wasn't.
A brief catches in my throat. I never expected her to say this. I always thought it was all my fault, that I was the one who failed her. But now she's telling me there is something darker, something more than I ever realized.
You weren't there for me. I was lost. I was a kid and I didn't know where to turn. I needed you, but because you were gone, I looked for comfort in all the wrong places. I started hanging out with people who didn't care about me. They only cared about what I could give them. I made mistakes, big ones. I knew they were wrong. I tried to fill the emptiness you left with me. That only made it worse. We were all lost, searching for something, but none of us knew what it was. I was lonely and they became my friends because they understood. They didn't judge me. They didn't care if I was broken. And soon enough, I found myself in a world I didn't know how to escape.
Oh, my body feels like it's going up. I never knew this side of her life. I never saw it. I never asked. I was too wrapped up in my own world to notice her slipping into something dark and dangerous.
It wasn't too long before we started doing things I knew were wrong, but I didn't care. They were into hookups. Mom, it wasn't perfect. It was just survival. They told me it was easy money and I was desperate. I wanted to feel like I belonged somewhere, even if it was in a world that was slowly destroying me.
I closed my eyes, my body trembling with the weight of her confession. My daughter, poor child, my sweet Sarah, was caught in a lie she didn't deserve, all because I wasn't there to give her the love she needed.
I thought it would be fine. I thought it was just temporary, that I could stop anytime. But I didn't stop. I got pulled in deeper, and soon it wasn't just about money. It was about losing myself, about doing things I hated just to numb the pain of feeling like I mattered. And then it happened.
I freeze, not wanting to know what comes next, but unable to stop myself from reading on. It happened. What really happened? A question I couldn't answer.
I got sick, Mom. You know what kind of sickness I mean. One day, I found out I had a disease, something you could get when you make bad choices like I did, a sexually transmitted disease. At first, I thought it wasn't real. I thought maybe I could fix it. Maybe it wasn't as bad as I feared. But it was real, and it was too late.
Anger and sadness entwined in every sentence, a heartbreaking testament to her pain.
You left me alone, and in that emptiness, I lost myself. I lost everything, and the cost of that thief, the one that took away my life, my future. It was this disease. It stole everything from me, and it's killing me slowly. But it's not just the disease, Mom. It's the life I lived because you weren't there to stop me. You let me go, and now I'm paying the price.
I crumbled to the floor, the letter falling from my hands. My daughter is dead, and I'm the one who pushed her into that world. Even if I didn't know it at the time, she didn't just lose her way. She lost her life because of me, because I couldn't be the mother she needed. Her final words echo in my mind, haunting me like a ghost that will never leave.
I wish I could forgive you, Mom, but I can't. You let me down, and now I'm gone. Mom, I thought I could handle it. I thought I could manage the disease, but maybe it wouldn't get worse. But I was wrong. It's getting worse every day. My body is falling apart, and with it, so is my spirit.
My breath catches in my throat. I can feel the desperation in her words, the hopelessness. She had been living with this disease, hiding it, suffering in silence, all because I wasn't there to help her when she needed me most.
At first, I kept telling myself it would be okay, that maybe I could get better, that maybe I could hide it from the world. But I can't, Mom. Every day it hurts more. Every day I feel weaker. I can't face the truth anymore. I can't live with this burden. And then there's the world outside, the looks, the whispers. I know what they will say. I know how people will treat me when they find out. The shame, the mockery, the judgment. I've seen it happen to others. They'll call me names. They'll look at me like I'm nothing. And maybe they are right. I couldn't bear to face that.
I can barely keep reading, but I force myself to, knowing that whatever comes next will be the hardest part. Her words tear at my soul. My daughter, my beautiful Sarah, was too afraid of the world's cruelty, too scared of the shame she thought she would have to carry, and I wasn't there to protect her from it.
So I made a decision. I can't do this anymore. I can't live like this. Knowing the disease is killing me bit by bit, knowing I'll never escape the judgment of the people around me. I'm not strong enough, Mom. I'm not like you. I took poison. By the time you read this, it'll have already taken effect. I wanted to end it all before things get worse. I couldn't live with the thought of everyone knowing and seeing the looks in their eyes. I decided to leave this world on my own terms before the disease did it for me. Besides, I had no one, so what was the big deal?
I feel my body shaking uncontrollably as I brace myself for what she is about to say. A scream of pure agony escapes my lips, and I fall to the floor, holding the letter tightly to my chest. She's gone. My baby, my Sarah is gone. And it was the pain of her disease and of